When it comes to discussing progressive policies such as renewable energy, single-payer healthcare, the removal of our troops from a region, or an arms embargo in Israel, one of the things that we commonly hear as an argument is, well, we can't do that because the situation is just too complex. But that's not a valid argument, it's an excuse. Everything is complex. In an 1853 article of The Economist titled, "Can Slavery Be Abolished?" the author writes, it appears by the last census that there are in the United States 3,204,093 slaves, owned by about 3 million people, and valued at 1,200 millions of dollars. How can such a mass be emancipated? Where are they to go? How are they to live? How could they be employed? They could not get their own living. Are the planters to vacate the land for them? Are they to give their estates up to their slaves? Are they to become servants of the Negroes? Immediate and unconditional emancipation is simply an impossibility. Exeter Hall might as well resolve that the sun shall not shine or that the rivers shall not run into the sea. We can't just free the slaves. It's too complex of a situation. But of course, that's exactly what we did. And yes, there were issues and still are ones that arose out of emancipating slaves. But the alternative of continuing the institution of slavery had issues in itself, ones far worse. In Mary McCarthy's 1967 piece titled Vietnam Solutions, we see her criticizing people for using this same argument as to why it's too complex for us to simply pull out of the Vietnam War. If a critic of the war says, "Get out," the only answer his opponent pounces, "How?" And he sits back smiling. He has won. The tables are turned and the critic is on the defensive. He tries to outline a plan for rapid withdrawal, conscious that 464,000 troops plus their civilian supporting services cannot be pulled out overnight. And what about the loyal Vietnamese? Should they be left behind, or do we owe them an airlift to Taiwan? The plan inevitably appears feeble and amateurish in comparison with the massed power and professionalism of the war actually being waged. Politics and institutional systems are always complex, but that is not a valid argument in itself. Instead, we should ask ourselves, are the consequences of continuing these policies greater than the consequences of implementing new ones? Is it more beneficial to implement single-payer healthcare? Yes. Is it more beneficial to invest in education in impoverished communities rather than policing? Yes. Is it more beneficial to stop supporting Israel? Yes. There will always be obstacles and everything's complex, even candy making. But that's not a valid argument as to why we shouldn't do something. What do you think?